This is the Lion Knight's princess, and currently she's having some recreational activity, doing some fishing.
So juicy, sweet.
Her royal guard, Stephen, is taking a nap. It's basically a picturesque day for the Lion Knight's princess. But things were about to change. An orc comes up from behind the sand dune. Stephen doesn't even notice. In one foul swoop, he is dead. The princess tries to run, but the orc is simply too fast for her. She is handcuffed and captured. The peaceful day is no more. The princess is now being carted down the King's Row in a jail cell trolley. The orc has happened upon a very lucky circumstance here. He's going to be able to take the princess back to the evil queen, and perhaps find himself rewarded. Be sure to stay tuned till the end of the video because we're going to have a massive Lego giveaway. Back at the Lion's Knight Castle, King Bartholomew and Doris the Ugly learn of their daughter's capture from a messenger who came upon the body of Stephen. The king quickly goes to his desk and writes up a decree. He is summoning his bannermen because he knows exactly who kidnapped the princess. That would be the Demon Queen.
Oh, hell no!
Here is the Demon Queen, and honestly, she's not very demon-y. Let's be real here. She's kind of fine. So let's make her a little bit more twisted. Rip her head off, and let's give her a cape because, evil people wear capes. Then let's give her a nice little haircut here. Bald! And we can give her crown. Actually, let's make her face a little bit more snarly. Finally, her weapon, the bone sword. There we go. Now I think she truly represents the title of the Demon Queen. However, she also needs an army now. So she meets her orc friend on the King's Road, and for his heroics, promotes him to flag bearer. But kind of a lame minifig for the second in command of the Demon Queen's army. So let's go ahead and remove his head and helmet. Let's go ahead and replace that with basically an evil lizard person helmet. So she did some magic to transform him. Give him an Urukai helmet so he looks just so much cooler. And then we do have a nice little evil flag here atop a halberd for him to hold. So now the queen has her first in command of the army. But she also does a little bit of magic to spawn more units. First, she starts with more orcs. There we go, more henchmen for the army. Let's give them some weapons. All right, there we go. Our orc army is now outfitted with battle axes, scythes, massive demon swords, and more. Plus, they're armored out the wazoo with some pretty cool helmets. This is a decent backbone for the orc army. But the queen knows that the king will be coming for his daughter, so she does some more magic and starts spawning some monsters. Firstly, she spawns in a massive troll. Sadly, my troll does not have any arms anymore. I don't know where they went, so we're gonna give him some spare Hulk hands that I own. Yeah, he's a beefy boy now. And I have this custom club here that we can give him. It looks kind of small in his hands, but it's actually a pretty big club compared to a minifigure. I mean, it's larger than an actual minifig. But that's not all she's spawning in. She also is spawning in a Yeti.
Welcome to the Himalayas!
I know it's a Wampa, but just go with it. Yes, sir. An ice troll, if you will. Let's also give him a weapon to swing around. How about this lance custom fitted with 2 battle axes? There we go. The boy's about to go out raiding. But that's not all the queen can summon. She also has rock monsters. Yes, these are from Power Miners, but I love these little rock monsters, dude. They're so cool, and I think they perfectly fit the little medieval theme we have here. You know, little rock goblins coming out of volcanoes and, stuff like that. Beautiful. Now she's got some muscle in her army, but she might also want to do some aerial attacks. So she summons a dragon here. And this is actually a very old Lego dragon from the vintage castle sets, which I think is very, very awesome. With the red wings, baby. Actually, let's give it matching flame wings. Oh, that's spicy. And it even has a little spot here for a dragon rider. So let's call upon Ulf the dragon rider. We'll give him a very nice custom brick forged sword here, and Ulf can fly around like Daenerys Targaryen. The queen also summons a crying siren meant to lure in any military that comes for them, and then kills them while they're enchanted by her song. But she probably needs a helmet too. So how about this very dope helmet right here? Damn! and a golden dagger with which to stab the hearts of men. Yeah, baby, it's demon time. Now, the queen, being the rightful wielder of the bone sword, actually gets to summon the Lego Grim Reaper. And this spooky boy actually comes with some benefits, aka his Lego skeleton army and his necro sorcerer second in command. Now let's equip these Lego skeleton troopers with some weaponry. And here is the skeleton army now equipped. The necromancer, of course, has a very large death laser sword. Meanwhile, the skeletons are all hooded with ghost katanas. The Grim Reaper's forces have joined the fight. Now we need to go ahead and build their stronghold. At the very end of the King's Road is a set of cliffs, and this is where the Demon Queen's hideout is located. But first we actually have to go ahead and build the Demon Queen's hideout. Yeah, it's not ready yet. So let's go ahead, and I think we're going to build it in a set of castle ruins. So brick and masonry pretty much everywhere, and in there we will have the captured princess. And from there, the king will send his army to defeat the Demon Queen and retake the princess. Let's go ahead and build the ruins. And there we have it, a nice little castle ruins here, which I feel makes perfect sense for the Demon Queen to make into her base and fortifications. So she calls forward her generals and orders them to set up defensive positions. She knows that the king is coming. We also have some chains to wrap up the princess in to make sure there is no escape for her. Very nice, until someone comes to rescue. Yes. Oh my god, this is so hard. Carly, you can like time-lapse me wrapping her up because this is ridiculous.
2 very boring minutes later.
There we go. She is now chained up and in the very back of the fortress ruins. Now, let's meet our heroes. Now, the king may have written the decree calling his bannermen forward, but he certainly is not going to be leading the army. That would be ridiculous. But it does seem like the perfect test for the prince here to go and save his little sister. The king has given him a golden gilded chest plate as well as a nice knight's helm. We shall also equip him with this beautiful steel sword as well as the royal seal shield. We also have the king's champion here, Joan. We'll equip her with this custom short sword right here and her champion's shield. Finally, the last main party member of the hero's quest is going to be the king's flag bearer, who obviously will be carrying around the king's colors as well as this beautiful custom dual molded Lego morning star right here. Oh yeah! The king's heroes have been assembled, but now his army is arriving. Heck yeah, medieval Lego knights. Let's assemble them. And there we have it, boys. The king's soldiers have been assembled. 2 lines of fierce fighting men. The men in the front with short swords, the men behind toting halberds. They're well trained. The best the king's got. Let's get these boys into some action. Alright boys, the battle has commenced and it is a beauty. Right in the front lines here, we've got 2 skeletons going to try and take out a king's soldier with an orc already dead on the ground. We have a beautiful tale of mutual destruction over here as somehow this knight and this skeleton ended up skewering each other. Meanwhile, the dragon is spitting straight fire over here and quite literally burning someone alive. Oh my goodness, it is Daenerys Targaryen over this way. 2 halberdsmen are trying to keep the dragon at bay and take it down before it rotisserie chickens them as well. The Wampa over here realized he was in the wrong franchise and decided to just run away from the battle. This way is a mass casualty situation with 4 different medieval knights going down. The Grim Reaper's scythe has slain them all, and now the flag bearer must deal with him and knock on death's door personally. The necromancer over here is casting spells and trapping medieval soldiers in ice to freeze to death. Over this way, a medieval knight is charging the banner bearer. Meanwhile, the siren is looking to stab him in the back with her gilded knife. The troll over here currently has 2 soldiers that he is swinging around, and 2 more are on the ground trying to skewer him and drop their fellow comrades. They'll probably eventually take him out, but it's gonna take a little bit of effort because this is a big boy with Hulk hands. skeletons. This orc over here is basically base jumping into this poor sap below. An orc over here has fallen, and this trooper is responsible, so his little orc brother is trying to take revenge. Meanwhile, this soldier over here is completely surrounded. One skeleton on his right over here, an orc on his left, and an orc about to dive on top of him. I think he's gonna have a pretty bad day. This knight is having a worse day as he is currently being double gobbled up by 2 rock monsters from Power Miners. Look at that. He's fitting his whole head in his mouth. And this trooper here is trying to run in to save him, or maybe take on these skeletons. Can't be quite too sure. But this is the entirety of the battle going on. But what's happening with the princess? Back here, the demon queen is currently being challenged by the champion, who's just barely able to stave off the bone sword. But this is all a distraction, as the prince over here tries to save his sister by cutting her chains with his longsword. If he can cut it in time, he will be able to get away and bring the king his only daughter back. Alright boys, here is our final product of some incredible fantasy warfare. And I think this was one of my favorite videos. Honestly, Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and pretty much any type of fantasy, whether it's high fantasy or low fantasy, etc., is just my favorite genre. So I would love to do more videos like this, getting a little bit goofy with it, but also being able to do some medieval fantasy units in there. It's just so fun. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know, and let's get into the giveaway. Today we're going to be giving away one of our King's Knights here. All you gotta do is hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below any other ideas you would like to see carried out in LEGO from the medieval times, from fantasy, etc, etc. Just let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys, and let me know if you think the prince was able to save the princess or if they lost the entire battle. I'll see you on the next one. Peace!